Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Welcome to you on joining the live chat session. Just two topics for today's live chat session. Uh, it's analysis of the two topics which I want to share with you. Skandar Naga's announcement of the formation of a new platform is leading to controversy and divisions in Fano groups. Secondly, Abi Tigray relations. I did two videos about Abi's meeting with Tigray representatives. It seems that Abi gave a shut up call to Tigray government, TPLF, Tigray representatives. Let me welcome the participants, then I'll start the talk. Magnetism is the first one who joined today. Klaus Dew second. Magnetism says we don't need a united Fano. Problem is that magnetism, you blindly back Fano groups. You don't want others to analyze the situation. That is why I would welcome if you share the factual information from the ground. What I am getting is verified information. Problem is that people who have their support, who support Fano, they don't share information impartially. While we are here, let's discuss things in an impartial, unbiased manner for people to understand what is on the ground situation in the Amhara region. Whether you hide it or not, it does not matter because things are coming out. If there are divisions within Fano, you cannot hide that, no matter what you say. There are so many sources reporting about that. Greetings, says Samuel Falek. Nathaniel says, "What's up, buddy?" Um, Peace and love says, "Hi, Mr. Sajid." The Dibu says, "Hi, what's up?" Name in Amharic says, "There is no division in Fano. This is a misleading title." Again, what can I say? I am not an outsider, by the way, when it comes to covering Ethiopia, when it comes to covering Fano. I've been covering the activities of Fano Group for the last 3 years, since the start of war. I know what is happening in the Amhara region. So don't mislead me, don't mislead others too. Yes, you have every right to support Fano, Ola, TDF, but don't mislead people. It won't serve any purpose. Truth will come out. Mulki says, "Hi, how are you, Mulki?" Ababe says, "Fano, rest in peace." No, it's not that Fano groups are collapsing and there is infighting. No. The Vide Test says, "Hi, uh, best man, you are sponsoring wrong title again. Diamond Media, I am the future PM of Ethiopia, believe me." Now, Megadam saying you are lying. What can I say? I don't want to get into personal argument with anyone, but I want viewers to be updated. I want the viewers of my views and news to be well acquainted with what is happening in the region. So that is what my job is, to keep them updated. So no matter what you say about me, I'll try my best to keep the viewers fully and correctly updated. Promo, news, updates, stocks, tutorial, uh, Angishom photo, PFDJ has devastated our country, who had 80 big factories and one well-known university in 1991, but now two factories and no university. Ababe Workane, Someone is saying you better find other topic other than Ethiopia. Why? It's my choice. You cannot dictate what I should speak about. Molki says, Sajid, the truth is heard. The truth is hard. I too sometimes feel you are against Somalia, but you always listen to your critics. Thanks. Thanks, Mulki. Fitsum Kidane Mariam says, hi. Yemaskan says, hi, Sajid, how are you? And my question is, do you believe Skandar Naga's formation is good for Fano, for alliance? That is what I want to talk about. But problem is that just from the title, people are accusing of lying. They have not heard what I'm going to tell them. Before that, they're saying you're lying. Why? Because they don't want to listen. They don't want to hear anything against one. Ephraim Kabede, let's also report governance to balance reporting to all. Someone is saying, but Sajid, with due respect, due to your poor understanding of the language, you might be unintentionally serve as a propaganda tool. Well, if I am making mistakes because of language barrier, why don't you correct me? Correct me if I'm wrong. Which news story was false about fun? Not a single one so far, I think. If I am faced with language barrier, correct me where my reporting is wrong or false or incorrect. No corrections, rather just you are accusing me of being against one. Kidane Birhane joined a member. Warm welcome to you, Kidane Birhane. Two members joined so far. Yamaskan and Kidane Birhane. Doga Ilma says Fano Zamine versus Fano Skandar. Great question. Now, let me start, viewers. I told you this morning about the formation of a new platform by Skandar Naga. Skandar announced the formation of Amhara Fano People's Front or People's Army. And he made some appointments of individuals to political, diplomatic, and finance wings of this newly formed organization. Where is the earlier formed Amhara Popular Front? Where is APF? APF was formed last year. What is the difference between APF and Amhara Fano People's Army? Where is David Wolde Georges, the foreign affairs head of the APF? When Skandar announced the formation of Amhara Fano People's Army last night, he announced that other most of majority of other Fano groups was on board with Amhara Fano People's Army. Only a few did not join, but even they are allies of this main group. And we were waiting for response from other Fano groups. How do they respond to this formation of Amhara Fano People's Army by Skandar? Will they welcome it? Will they announce their support for Skandar Naga? Or will they reject it? Or will they keep quiet? Now, I talked to a few people who are from different Fano groups. And I try to know their position about Skandar's newly formed Amhara Fano People's Army. No one seems to be, no one, I mean, no major group in the Amhara region has said anything about Amhara Fano People's Army. Rather, I have heard from people who are saying that last year when APF was formed, was Skandar Naga, APF could not deliver. Skandar is fit only for political task, diplomatic task, and that he maybe is not fit to lead this entire struggle, which has a strong military color. Obviously, it's a resistance movement. Skandar is not fit to lead the organization, entire organization structure. He formed APF. He tried to expand APF, but he failed. And now he has come up with another organization. They say diaspora is behind Skandar. Diaspora, Amhara diaspora supports Skandar. Amhara diaspora members want to dominate the Fano resistance movement in the region. And they are using Skandar as their tool. Diaspora community members criticize Skandar for choosing David Volde Georgius because of Volde Georgius' past and because of his activity. So Skandar fired him, though it was said that he resigned, but basically he got fired. And then, under the pressure of diaspora, Skandar has appointed some other individuals to top positions. Basically, Skandar is not fit to lead the entire Amhara region. Or you can say that he is a small group, he's leading that group, but we cannot say that all other Fano groups are on board with Skandar, and Skandar is making key decisions. It means that Skandar, who was propped up as the main leader in the Amhara region, has failed to get support from other Fano groups. He traveled to Shoa, to Wollo, traveled extensively in Gujum, but things seem to be changing. Why? Why is that other groups are silent or they don't support Skandar's main role as the leader of this resistance movement? Well, every Fano group is working. Come on, Megatism, why are you lying? He's saying diaspora has no connection to Fano. As if people are blind. People know the connection. Diaspora is lobbying for Fano. Diaspora is raising funds for Fano. Okay, I won't respond to your comments. I won't respond because we should not mislead viewers. So Skandar's APF could not get any massive following in the entire Amhara region. He started from Gujam, but he ended in Gujam, you can say. Started from Gujam, tried to expand into Shoa, into Wollo. He failed. Zameen Kasi was launched. Zameen Kasi was released by the government. Zameen Kasi took over. Skandar now nowhere. That is why Skandar has formed a new group. Again, other Fano groups are not on board. Now, problem is that I pointed out in some videos in the past too that one of the main problems faced by this Amhara resistance movement is a lack of real central leadership. If this movement is to achieve any results, it would need central level leaders. 1, 2, 3. I proposed, if you remember, a few weeks ago, that Fano groups should establish some sort of committee. They should form a committee to lead the resistance movement. The committee can have politicians. The committee can have commanders. And the committee can make big decisions. Like in Tigray, when the war was ongoing there, TPLF, TDF, they formed a sort of committee, and the committee made big main decisions. People like Debrecen, Getachew, Reda, Sadkan, etc. Fano does not have this type of central level committee. This is the main problem. They cannot have one leader. That is for sure, because leg pulling is there in the hierarchy. Every Fano commander believes that he is the true leader, that he is the one who should lead this entire resistance movement. Massafin, Mere Vodajo, Zamine Kasi, all believe that they are the true leaders. So, this is the problem for this movement. And they are not in a position, Fano groups, to establish some sort of central setup to form a committee, because so far we know that even on zonal level there is no unity. In Gondar, there are two factions now. North Gondar, so far, they have managed to form two organizations led by two different setups. In Showa, two organizations. And there are some others too, which are not on board. Two has been officially announced in Showa, two in North Gondar, South Gondar separate. Volo, there's Mere Bodajo, then there is Colonel. Gajam has united to some extent. That is why on daily basis we hear statements from that Gajam Fano spokesperson. I think his name is Maresha, if I'm not wrong. Only zone where we are seeing some unity, organizational unity, is Gujam so far. That is why, despite military's intense operation in Gujam, Gujam Fano is surviving. In other regions, still there is tug of war between Fano groups. That is why I say there are divisions. Yes, people would say, Sajid, the Fano groups don't want to unite because Fano groups know that their survival lies in operating separately, independently. But it's not that they don't want to unite. They want to unite. They want to create central level organization. But there are differences. There are disagreements. There is mistrust. They are accusing each other of collecting money from abroad. That is why new appointments by Skandar, by Mere Vodajo, these are the issues which these Fano organizations will have to settle if they want to take this movement to a new level. Because new Fano brigades are springing up. On daily basis, we hear the announcement of formation of new Fano units, new Fano brigades, new names. Where is the authority, the central level or even zonal level authority, which can bind all these groups together? That organization is missing. Skandar, it seems, has been pushed aside. That is what I believe now, that Skandar is not the most important player in the Amhara region now. Last year, when he was launched, it was expected that he might lead the movement. But the way APF faced resistance from other Fano commanders, Or Skandar is trying to remain relevant, but it seems that he has been pushed aside. Yemaskin says Sajid Wallofano's named one their brigade Skandar Nag. I know that. I reported, if you remember. We talked about that. But how many Fano fighters are part of this Skandar Naga brigade? How many operations have been conducted by this brigade? Who is leading this brigade? No, Skandar does not have any immense reach in Showa, in Wollo. Yes, he visited Showa and Wollo. Why? Because he was trying to remain relevant. In Gujam, by the way, Skandar cannot gain a foothold in Gujam because in Gujam, the operations, Fano's operations are being led by those who know how to fight, who have battlefield experience. ASF members, former ASF officers are in charge of Gujam Fano. Skandar has no role to play here. Skandar is not a fighter. He is not commander. He can best use his capabilities, his skills in political wing, in diplomatic wing, maybe for fundraising too. That is why maybe this new wing has been established, this new group has been established. And Skandar will now restrict himself only to diplomatic, political, and fundraising work, I think. No more Somali news, Yusuf says. I'll do a video on Sunday morning. I am working on a topic which I'll get confirmation about in coming hours. Now, magnetism, please read what Yemaskan is writing. Yemaskan disclosed what I did not disclose. You can read what he's writing. And evidence coming from the horse's mouth, by the way. Yemaskan is very close. He knows what is happening in the region, just to a large extent, I would say. What is going on with Tegarai? Mikhail is asking. Yemaskan is missing Mooney Mooney. I think Mooney Mooney is still in Ethiopia. He comments, but he does not join live chats. Tigray, what is happening between Tigray leaders and the Prime Minister? PM Abiy uh, gave a shut-up call to Tigray representatives, including Getachew, when he held a meeting with Tigray leaders 2 days ago. Detail is coming out now. While Getachew was sitting alongside him, PM Abiy said that if there is hunger in Tigray, don't announce it on Twitter. Pick up the phone, call me, contact me. Very embarrassing for Getachew. PM Abiy told Getachew who is the boss, who is in charge. And then I mentioned in last night's live chat, PM Abiy then told the Tigray representatives that they should speak the truth about what led to the start of war. And then he addressed the question of the presence of Eritrean military in border areas, and he said that a committee has been formed with participation of military, Ethiopian military officers and Tigray representatives. The committee will decide whether there is any Eritrean military presence beyond the Algiers agreement. It means that if Eritrean military has taken control of territories in accordance with the Algiers agreement, in accordance with the Ethiopian Boundary Commission, Ethiopian government won't back Tigray's claim. Tigray's position is that new agreement should be signed. Tigray, through its organizations, 10 organizations, rejected the Boundary Commission verdict in a statement a few days ago. It proposed, Tigray side, that new talks should be held, new agreement should be signed. That is the way forward. But Abiy seems to be disagreeing with this position of Tigray leaders. If Eritrean military is deployed to those areas granted to Eritrea by EEBC, Ethiopian government won't back Tigray. So Tigray did not get much from this meeting. It seems that Abiy sent a very strong message to Tigray, to TPLF, Tigray interim government, that he is the one who is in charge. And then he talked about the status of territories too. Raya Volkait, he said that all Amhara or Tigray forces will have to leave these two zones. And then temporary administration will be elected. And after that, referendum will be held. This proposal was rejected by Tigray interim government, TPLF, in some statements in the past few weeks. But again, to Getachew's face, while Getachew was sitting alongside him, he reiterated federal government's position. Tigray's demand is that Tigray interim government must have authority on the territories like Raya and Volkait, and then the decision should be made by the people. But Abiy said that no Tigray presence, no Amhara presence. Federal government take over. IDPs will return. Temporary administration will be put in place, and then referendum. This proposal was rejected by Tigray. It could be rejected by Domek Zadul administration in Volkai too. But Abiy is sticking to his position. So he's showing no flexibility. That is why we could see more tensions between Tigray and the federal government in coming days. Nahome says, I would have pressed Abiy to send more aid if I was leader in Tigray, from Tigray. Well, they have their own priorities, Tigray leaders. First of all, TPLF wants a restoration of its political status. It wants to be eligible to contest election. Yes, Tigray raised the issue of disbursement of the budget as well, but their issues are several issues which they raised. TPLF status, status of Raya Volkai, the return of IDPs, Tigray of border, transitional justice, demobilization, lots of issues. Federal government cannot allocate entire budget to Tigray. Obviously, it has limitations too. Yeah, no, my people in Tigray are in trouble definitely. But Abiy said clearly, he told Getachew that if there's problem, contact me. And by the way, federal government has been saying that famine is being used as a term for political purposes by Tigray interim government and TPLF. So Getachew should have spoken there. He should have said that there is famine or famine-like situation. He did not say anything like this. So Abiy was the boss. Getachew was his subordinate. And this meeting, I think, will lead to pressure on Getachew in Tigray. People would say that he is serving as Abiy's man in Tigray. Martha Jembere joined, a relatively new member, Martha. Warm welcome to you, Martha. Hello, Sajid. Did I miss the news regarding Fano split? Yes, Martha. I spoke on that for around 20 minutes. You'll have to rewatch the live chat. You're welcome, Martha. This fall that I haven't watched this video. If you could share that with me through email, sajid67200. What is the consequence of what happened to Commercial Bank of Ethiopia? Masfan is asking. Well, the consequence is that you'll see large scale arrests. Billions of birrs have been lost. Obviously, not the money has not been transferred out of Ethiopia. It has been transferred from one to other account. So it's in Ethiopia. CBE will get the money back. People will suffer now. Those who made all the transactions and made all the payments, they'll suffer. I think arrests already ongoing. You could see large scale arrests, I think, in coming hours in Ethiopia. Mikhail says Abiy one day will be in court facing the crimes. Which court, by the way? At least Abiy won't be at any Ethiopian. You saw what happened in the last 3 years. The Sabbat Naga or Kir Ibrahim, others were accused of working against the state. They were charged with mutiny, I think, with terrorism too. They were released. Kenford Agnew released. Abdile released. Jawar released. So, and people say that heinous crimes were committed during the 2 year long war, human rights abuses by military, Ethiopian military, Eritrean military, Fano fighters, TDF members. How many have been held accountable? I am not aware of any big names held accountable. No one is going to be held accountable in Ethiopia. You'll never see, by the way, Ethiopian judiciary is not independent. It's another term of the government. So how can this judiciary make big decisions? Judiciary has been passing verdicts about the release of OLF leaders. And I think some of them are not wanted. Their cases decided or no charges against them. They were granted bails too, but you know that people like Abdiragasa, others are still in prison. There is no rule of law, basically. I doubt the incompetent PP police would have the competence to identify all the criminals. No, it's very easy. At least those who have transferred money from their bank accounts, their details are already with the bank. So they can be easily traced, I think. If the money has gone, if money has been transferred out of Ethiopia, if there are some gangs involved in this cyber attack, then there could be problem. It was a cyber attack, but details are not being shared by the government so far. How much Ethiopian uh, money got transferred out of Ethiopia in the last 24 hours? This is the question. ALG says, my views, trust me, Amhara diaspora is solid behind Skandar. They galvanized the Fano movement. APF was the first front form. Anyone against Skandar is rubbish. That is what I said, that Skandar has diaspora support, but Skandar could not get support from all the Fano groups. Fano groups, maybe some Fano commanders not happy about Skandar's links with diaspora. Skandar is very close to diaspora. He's from his family based in the US too. He's been working in the US, and the man was told to stay in US. I remember I did a video on that, but he chose to return. He met with his family, and he was warned by some prosperity party backed elements, but he refused to stay in the US. He returned to Ethiopia. He risked his life. Diaspora believe that Skandar is risking his life, and he has the true cause in his mind. He can take this movement to a new level. Do you think Tigray government could split? Nathaniel says. Well, the way Abiy is treating them, they'll unite, I think, because maybe they know now that their survival is linked. So they won't split now. I think they'll unite. Abiy's way of treating them will unite them. Wolvenhart says Abiy tried to get Getachew as a puppet, but he was mistaken. Getachew may be TPLF light, but regardless, he is TPLF. What Abiy wants is to use TDF to go after Fano. You are correct largely. Yes, it was being hoped in Addis Ababa that Getachew would support PP's entry into Makale, but Getachew is TPLF. Yes. Though he faced accusations in Tegarai that he was a proxy, a puppet of the Prime Minister, PM Abiy, but still he managed to prove his loyalty to TPLF. So he's part of TPLF, definitely. I am Oromo says, how come you don't talk about Oromo Liberation Army, who is making a lot of victory lately? I'll do a video once I get verified information about their operations. I think small scale fighting goes on. It's not big news for me. But if you think that Ola has made some big gains in the past, do contact me, get in touch with me. We can discuss. But I think so far the intensity of fighting in Oromia is not as big as is being claimed. Martha says Skandar is not pro Amhara. He's just using Fano movement as a vehicle to transport him to power. Ramadan Kareem James Ware says. Onali says, Hi Sajid, how are you doing? We are missed most part your live chat due to Taraweeh prayer. Please adjust your time of live chat to suit with our time prayer. Well, Horn, problem is that people from different parts of the world join the live chat. So it's difficult to make adjustments according to the schedule of all the viewers. That is why I have to be a little flexible. John says only members' comment is read by Sajid. No, but I give preference to members. Today I read most comments from Magnetism. He's not a member, by the way. With 45 minutes have passed, I think we should end the live chat session. I spoke on two topics. Firstly, I talked about the splits, the divisions within Fano. Uh, Fano propped up Skandar as a potential leader last year, especially diaspora was behind this attempt. Skandar failed to get support from all Fano groups, and now he's established Amhara Fano People's Army, but still this group is going to face hard time to get support from other Fano groups. Secondly, we talked about Tegarai, Abiy relations. Abiy gave a shut-up call to TPLF leaders, including Getachew Reda, at the meeting 2 days ago. I did video on that, and I share details of the meeting with you in some previous videos. To Tegarai, Addis relations could deteriorate in coming days, it seems. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow in the next live chat session. Stay blessed. Bye bye.